Hi, welcome to the Ivory Show. My name is Tiana, and I am so super excited to introduce you guys to this new podcast. On this podcast, I will provide tips on how to stay motivated, how to get organized, how we can live a purposeful and meaningful life. We're going to discuss entrepreneurship, health and fitness, talk about self-love, how to reach our goals, healthy eating habits, also go over other topics that will liberate us and allow us to become the better version of ourselves. So let's not waste any more time and let's just dive right into the show. Welcome back, you guys, to the Ivory Podcast. I pray that the first episode was helpful and beneficial to you. If you have not had an opportunity to listen to the first episode about grounding and energy, listen, go back, check the first episode out because it aligns up with the second episode. And the topic that I'm talking about in the episode 2 is about organizing and time management. So I'm not going to waste any time with any long introductions or anything. We're just going to dive straight in to the second episode, which is about organizing and time management. So you guys, life gets hectic for me. And it just seems like it is not enough time in the day. But I know it's like you get 24 hours in a day. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, where is the time going? Because I feel like I'm just not being productive in my day. So I'm driving, I'm in the drive-thru. My screen time pops up on my screen out the clear blue sky. And it shows you the hours that you spend on social media. So I opens it up, looks at it. And it's the first thing that stood out for me. It said 5 hours and 29 minutes social media. And I'm like, what? Wait a minute, for me? Can't be right. Opens it up and it was correct. So it gave me like a breakdown of what I'm doing on phone. So the first one was social media. It said 5 hours and 29 minutes. Then the second one said entertainment. And it had like YouTube and Tubi and a couple of other apps that I have on my phone. It gives me 1 hour and 39 minutes. News had 0 minutes. Education had 2 hours and 11 minutes. Travel time had 3 hours and 23 minutes. Information and reading had 1 minute. So I'm sitting there in the drive-thru and I am not happy at all with my behavior and what I am utilizing my time with. So I'm like, okay, so there is where you spend your time at. And this is why you're not productive. If you're spending all your time on social media, for me, it wasn't paying any bills. It wasn't conducive to my life, my well-being. It's not contributing to my family. So why am I wasting all of this time looking on social media? And we all are going to keep it real. When we looking on social media, you will try to be looking at one picture, and then the next thing you know, you have spent some hours looking at pictures. I was not happy at all because I'm at a point in a phase of my life that I want to travel more. I want to do more things. I want more out of life. I want wealth and success and health. That is what I want. And in order to create that, I was like, yo, you're going to have to sacrifice some things. So after a long day, after me pondering and thinking about it, I'm at the gym, I'm on the treadmill, and I'm saying to myself, I need to reevaluate my time and where I spend my time at. So I obligated myself to prioritize what was important with me and for me. So I paused, I'm at the gym, and then I came up with the 5 that I felt was most important to me, and how I need to go about doing it was obligating my time to these 5 things. My first one was my prayer life. I wanted to increase that. My second one was family and my relationship. I want to create stronger bonds with my family and my relationship. Do more family things, more fun things with your family, and then in your relationship, you want to also strengthen that. Then my third one was finances. I want to create a point where my finances is good, where I don't have to work as hard. Also, my fourth one was business. I have a couple of businesses that I'm building from the ground up, my podcast, my candle, and my fitness. And then I'm also in the process of writing a 30-day motivational book. So those 5 hours and 29 minutes, I know for sure I can obligate an hour to each one of them if I wanted to. So that's where I came at. So once I came home from the gym, I sat down and I was like, yo, after I get out the shower, I need to come up with a plan on how I can take control of my life and obligate time that's going to be conducive, for me. So the next morning, I got up and I was like, the first step was I'm going to declutter my home. So I went in my closet. I took clothes that I could not wear anymore, that I do not utilize anymore, any shoes that I don't utilize. I bagged that stuff up. I cleaned my drawers out, and I donated those clothes and shoes to a women's shelter for women and children. And then any extra items that they didn't want, I took to the Salvation Army. So that's what I did with that. Then I began to toss out things that were broken, like furniture, and then was holding up space that I just did not need. So I decluttered my home that way. Then I looked around and was like, what can I do to change the scenery of what it looked like? So I remodeled my kitchen. I went and got some tiles for the kitchen and put on the back face wall of the kitchen, and I felt good about that. It looks good. It makes a difference. It looked fresh. So I was excited with that. So that's what I did. And then I cleansed my home. I smudged. So I went in each room and I cleared out any negative energy. I spoke life over my home. I did affirmations. This home dwells in nothing but prosperity, peace, joy, blessings, and wealth. I prayed in each home. So any negative energy that I brought from outside into my home, I cleared that out. And then the next day I woke up, I went to Walmart. I bought some Sharpies and I got some notebooks. The little composition books at Walmart are like, I want to say 67 cents. I got a Sharpie, I want to say for 50 cents. And each book I wrote the title of my company. Each one had a title. I separated my ideas and each one has their own entity. Ivory Paradise, Ivory Fitness. I just broke it down. To-do list, bills. So that's what I did. And then I made an obligation to myself that I was going to make a schedule and do deadlines. So whatever I set for that week, that's the deadline. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's stick to it. Because that's the way you're going to have more time with that 24 hours by sticking to the deadlines in your schedules. And then I planned goals and I took steps towards that goals. I will recommend that you plan goals that you can adhere to. Don't be like your goal for the week is saving $10,000. Now, if you can make it happen, cool. But set reasonable goals, because if you're not able to complete that goal, if you anything like me, I'm a hard critic on myself. So I would feel like a failure. Like, yo, I didn't do what I said I was going to do. I didn't stick to my word. So that's what I did to change how I was spending my time and where my time was. So I wrote up some great tips on organizing and time management because it actually worked for me. So let me give you guys the first one. The first one is to develop a morning routine. A morning routine is going to assist with your day. It's going to help your day go smooth. If your morning routine consists of getting up in the morning, stretching, praying, doing affirmations, drinking tea, singing, whatever your morning routine is, set you a morning routine. 30 days gets rid of a bad habit. So set your morning routine for that. That's my first one. My second tip is declutter your home. Get rid of things that is just you're not using. It's holding up space. It's really just not. It's just in your way. And if you have a little touch of OCD like me, when it gets too cluttery and things are all over the place, my spirit is kind of off. My energy is a little off. I'm a little frustrated and irritated because I'm claustrophobic. It's just clutter all around me and I feel like I can't think. So I would definitely recommend point 2 is declutter your home. The third tip, donate things that you don't need to women's shelters, men's shelters, Salvation Army, and there are other institutions that you can donate to that definitely would appreciate your donation. So please do 3. That will make you feel good too, that you donated and gave to someone who really, really can utilize the items that you do not do. Fourth tip, track your income and spending. That's going to assist you with saving, investing, and not overspending. So I went and tracked where I'm spending my money. I canceled Netflix. I canceled Hulu. I downgraded my membership from $34.99 to $9.99. And those funds that I can use, I'm putting them in the bank so they can save, or I can invest into other entities that's going to be conducive to me. So that was my fourth one that I'm telling you, it's going to make a difference. You might be like, yo, I got an extra $20 this week because I saved and I'm not overspending. So definitely try 4. The fifth one, make you a schedule and deadlines. Stick to your schedule and your deadlines as much as you can. We know life happens. We know that your intentions are good, but we know how life is sometimes. So like I said, try to stick to it as much as you can. Don't stress yourself out. Just try to stay on task. That's the fifth one. The sixth one, plan your goals. If you have goals and dreams, you got to plan them. And in order to plan them, you need to be able to write them down, look at them, maybe have a time frame on it, or say, hey, by the end of the year, I want to have saved $10,000. So in order to save the $10,000, we need to have a plan and a vision in order to get to the goal. So that's my sixth one is, plan your goals and take steps towards them. You want to complete them. Don't rush to try to do all your goals and everything at one time because like I said, we all know that life happens. My seventh tip is organize your thoughts. Get you a journal and write down your thoughts and feelings of what's going on in your day. Because I find that I try to hold all of my feelings in and harbor them. And that is so stressful, trying to hold all this stuff in your head and your heart. A journal is so soothing because you can write down whatever you want. No one's going to pass judgment on you. No one's going to tell you what you can't feel. You've wrote it down in a journal. You've released any negative energy or any negative thoughts that you're holding because you wrote it down, and you can go on about your day because you got it off of your chest. So 7 is also a great, great tip. And 8, my last one, go to Family Dollar, Walmart, the Dollar Tree, Office Max, Target, whatever your place is that you shop, that you feel comfortable. Go get you some composition books and a Sharpie and some ink pens and sticky notes, and separate ideas into notebooks. Separate your to-do list, your bills, whatever you need to do. Separate them. That helps you get organized. It helps you stay on task. It's going to help you see your purpose, align up with your purpose, and it's going to make you feel whole. And as you do these 8 great tips that I gave you, you'll notice that you have a little more time in that 24 hours to be productive, to pursue your dreams and your goals. And now we've taken control of our lives because technology has taken us away from reality in sort of a way. So listen, if you want to be successful, you want peace in your home, you want joy in your home, you want happiness, you want to find whatever makes you happy, love, relationships, I don't know. If you take some time, reevaluate the space that you're in and see where you want to go, life begins to happen for you. So with all due, please send this podcast to somebody who's struggling, who needs it. Please share, please like, please subscribe. Drop content, any subjects you want to talk about, we can talk about it. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm excited to share with you guys the things that I go through in a day. And let's create being the better version of ourselves together. Because nothing is more easier than going on a journey with someone who understands where you are than going on a journey by yourself and you don't have nobody to talk to when you feel like you're the only person going through it. No, the Ivory Show, we could talk about whatever you want. So please, send this to somebody. Check episode 1 out. Make sure you listen to episode 2. And I can't wait to drop the 3rd episode so you guys can stay in line with what you want out of life. And we're going to grow and we're going to be awesome together. Thank you so much for listening to the Ivory Podcast. I love you to the moon and back. Kings and queens, have an awesome, prosperous day.